Hey guys, welcome. We're getting a couple minute late start. I know we had a little snafu with the time. Originally, it's supposed to be at 9:30 all this time, and Mary and I realized last minute that in Facebook it was put in incorrectly and it was 10:30. So we do apologize. Glad that we're recording this because the recording will go in to our Everyday Essentials community. And if you're not part of our community currently, just let the person know who invited you so that they can get the recording to you. So my name is Jennifer Gilman, and I'm a Diamond Wellness Advocate with doTERRA. I've used the doTERRA products for well over 7 years now. I'm also an herbalist, certified aromatherapist, and holistic health coach. So I'm all in with the holistic world. I love it. Once I started as an herbalist, I just couldn't stop. I love learning about things. And what was the one thing that was hugely surprising for me when I delved into the oils is I could cook with them. And you guys, I do enjoy cooking. I don't cook all the time. I'm actually more of a batch cooker because my time is so taken up with my passion, which is working my business. I love working. So what I do is a couple times a week, I'll actually cook a few different things and then just make sure they're there for my family and me to enjoy throughout the week. And that works best for me. So I need things kind of like quick, right? Or something I bought from the grocery store that I can just add an oil in to just make it even better. So I'm going to show you some really good techniques, but at the end of our class, I will show you how to substitute oils for dried spices, fresh herbs, and citruses that are called for in a recipe. Now, any of these things, the handouts that I'm going to show you and share, know that if you message me or email me, I can send them to you. So the handouts will be put into our Everyday Essentials Facebook group after this recording is done. So you can find it there. But if you just, want it sent to you directly, you can just email me at jennifer@theherbalcabinet.com. So that's Jennifer at theherbalcabinet.com. Okay, and I'm actually going to let me put that in the chat box really quick. And those of you who are connected on Facebook, you can message me, and I'm happy to send the handouts to you. So I went ahead and put that in the chat box. All right. Mary Lewis was supposed to be with me, and she actually is under the weather this morning. So she was not feeling well, and she was going to try to make it. And I said, girl, I got this. Don't worry. We're all set. And, when people aren't feeling very well, it's just important. Like, that's why we co-teach a lot. One of the reasons, one is just it's fun to co-teach with somebody, but also just in case something comes up, we could still have the class going. And so we hope Mary gets better soon. She's just really not feeling well this morning. So you got me instead. So, all right. So the first thing I love, if you have essential oils, go ahead and put some in some water so that you can be staying hydrated as you learn today and take notes. So what I did was, and those of you new watching this recording, if you've been invited to this class and haven't actually got your stash of oils in your home yet, the doTERRA brand, which is the most tested, most trusted brand out there globally. It is the largest essential oil company in the world for a reason. Medical professionals love doTERRA. So these actually have, this is the lemon, they have a supplement fact panel. You can kind of see that supplement fact panel that shows that you can use the doTERRA, many of the doTERRA oils for internal use. That's why we can cook with them. But if you have other brands of essential oil, check the back of the bottle. You're not going to be able to use them because doTERRA is just so unique in that way of being so pure, so potent that you can use them internally. All right, so it says 1 drop for every 4 ounces of water. So what I did, because oil doesn't mix with water, just get your lemon or your favorite citrus right now and put a couple of drops in the bottom of a glass, okay? So you put the oil in first and then you pour the water over it so that it kind of mixes. If you put the water in first and then put the oil on top, the oil is going to stay on top and it won't be as mixed, all right? So it's just like a little hack, a little trick that you can do to make sure it stays mixed. The other thing is because these oils are 50 to 70 times more potent than the plant themselves. That's huge. Did you catch that? 50 to 70 times more potent than the plant themselves. They can actually eat away at plastic because they're so potent. So don't put it in any plastic cups, Tervis tumblers, anything like that. You're going to want it in glass, stainless steel, coffee mugs, ceramic. Those are good. So those get a thumbs up, plastic thumbs down. So get a fancy glass out. I decided to use a wine glass today. I already put my lemon in and some water. So it's so, just even smelling it. Lemon is so refreshing. It's a mild cleanser for our body, so it's just a really good one to just be drinking all day long, and it just cleanses the kidneys and cleanses the liver. It's like a little soft scrub brush, making sure it's all working correctly. So I love that about the lemon. All right, I'm going to take another sip. So I'm going to share my screen, go over just a couple of basics before I head over to my kitchen, which will just be like a minute lag time here. So let's head over. Let's see if we can, oops, there we go. So you should now be seeing my screen, and this is the handout I was talking about here, and I can send this to you. So what's really cool here is oils versus herbs, okay? So oils, essential oils, no storing. The storage is like really minimal because look at the bottles, right? They're not going to go bad on you. They maintain the best robust cooking profile, whether it's cooking or baking, because they're always delicious, right? One drop is always going to be delicious versus if you get that fresh basil and you use a little bit of it and then you have it sitting there for every, by the afternoon, it's already lost a lot of its potency, okay? So even if you pick it from your garden, which is the freshest, then it's going to continue to lose its potency. So how flavorful will it be in your cooking, right? It's going to continue to just get less and less and less. And imagine now you get it from the grocery store. When was it picked? We don't even know. Then it was stored in plastic, which is really not good for it. And so there's a lot of factors in there, whereas the essential oils, you can be sure that it's going to be flavorful when you use it, all right? So no going bad. It's super inexpensive. Like this lemon, it's either 3 cents or 4 cents per drop. I have to check the math. But yeah, 3 or 4 cents per drop. And you're using a drop, right? When you put it in salad dressings or something like that. So really, really affordable. You don't have to worry about things going bad. There's a member in our community, you've probably seen her teach, Penny Heffelfinger. She lives on a boat. So imagine now she has to make sure that what she has on the boat is smaller things. So the essential oils work really well for her with cooking because she doesn't have the room and storage in her refrigerator that's smaller than, regular to actually have all this extra stuff trying to store. So the oils work really well for her. Now, these are certified pure tested grade. We recently, fortunately, I'm really excited. Therapeutic, unfortunately, is a very loose term that's thrown around a lot. And now, because FDA had tested a lot of our oils and they've been, the FTC, they've been, they always have eyes on the biggest companies. And so doTERRA, they're always making sure that what we're doing is all true and that keeps everybody honest, which is great. But now we're able to actually use certified pure tested grade because they are tested for their purity and potency. So that's really great news. So that CPTG actually recently changed to really state certified pure tested grade. All of our oils are third-party tested. So that's why doTERRA, it's the best. It really is. Now, all natural, affordable, pennies per drop. They're natural, safe, simple, and they're very effective. So there's a lot of emotional and physical benefits to oils, which are different classes. But we're going to dive into how to use these, and I'm going to show you some cooking recipes. So using them aromatically in the kitchen, it's really nice to be able to just diffuse some things simple, because maybe you're cooking something really flavorful like Indian food or something like that, and it takes over the aroma of the house, which can be a little bit unpleasant sometimes. So I like to actually just diffuse lemon. Just diffusing lemon is beautiful, right? So diffusing that and just keeping the air fresh and clean. And that's another thing, like say you burn something by mistake, you didn't mean to, of course, but you burn something, get that lemon in the diffuser, it will clean up the air like that. It will just, I mean, it's like it's magic, right? It's just cleaning up the air. That burn smell will go away very, very quickly. All right, so that's a great way to put it in aromatically. You can get that into the diffuser. Topically, you can use lemon actually to clean produce. So you can fill your sink when you first buy your produce with some water, a couple of drops of the lemon essential oil, and start cleaning away and rinsing them off. So that's a really good thing. Or you can, some people like to make a produce spray, and they'll put some drops of lemon in a spray bottle with some water, and they'll spray that on and clean their produce that way. I like to just fill the sink with water and the lemon, and then just kind of scrub the vegetables and fruit and all of that kind of thing. So that's a really good way. You can also clean your cutting boards because the lemon is, you know, antibacterial, antifungal, antiseptic. So that's a really good way to use the lemon on actually a cutting board to clean it. But other things, you can use it in marinades for fish and meats, things like that, right? Internally, we talked about that is unique to doTERRA. Again, do not, if you have another brand of essential oil, don't be drinking them, okay? You'll see on the back of the bottle, it will say, do not use for ingestion, okay? But the doTERRA is different. That's the beauty of it. So aromatic, topical, and internal, all right? So I'm gonna actually, let's see, stop my screen share. And I am going to attempt to head over to the kitchen. Let's see how we do over there. I'm hoping there's not a lot of feedback with my computer because I tested it out earlier and there is a little bit of feedback. So we'll see what we can do there. I'm going to put you on mute for a second. Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. You know what? I apologize for the delay there. I actually did have feedback when I did a quick test. I was getting feedback on my phone. The best laid plans, right? So I ended up unhooking my computer from the other room. Hey, this all works. It's good. It's good. Okay. So I want to show you a couple of things. This is going to be a lot of fun. So one of the things I want to show you is the first part before we get to how to convert recipes is actually making a couple of things so that you just have them around to use. And often when we're cooking, this is the best way to start incorporating the oils in your cooking. So what I mean by that is you can make some flavorful olive oil that is just ready made, okay? So I have a few bottles and I'll share a couple recipes with you. One of them is actually on the sheet, on the handout. It actually gives you recipes for, you know, making an olive oil with just lemon essential oil. So you can drizzle that over fish or chicken or vegetables, an olive oil with oregano and an olive oil with wild orange. That's actually already, the recipes are there. I'm going to show you one of my favorite ones. And fortunately, I was just about empty. So this is perfect timing. I have a cruet here, and this is a couple of, basically a couple cups of olive oil, all right? And I like it pretty robust. So you might want to start out less than me. I'll give you the version. I love lemon and rosemary together. Those are a couple of my favorite flavors of an olive oil to drizzle over steamed broccoli, steamed vegetables. I like to put it over chicken breast, any kind of fish. So I use this all the time. This is the thing that like goes empty a real lot. So I put 10 drops of rosemary. I would start out for you, put 5. Okay, this is for like 2 cups of olive oil. So because I'm making my household one, I am going to make it the way I like it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I've got 10 rosemary in there. Again, you can start out with 5. So you can always put more in. And then lemon, I put 20, you guys. I put 20 in. Start out with 10, see if it's flavorful enough for you. 8, 9, 10, 20, awesome. So again, put the oils in first, and then you can put the olive oil over it. I use extra virgin olive oil. You know, Sam's Club has a really good deal on the organic, so you can get it there. Sometimes I actually get, like Publix recently had a buy one get one free on their organic extra virgin olive oil. All olive oils are not the same, just like essential oils, you know, so much are adulterated and has some crap in there, right? So I just finished that one, but I got this one at Publix recently. So we'll finish this up. So yeah, just be careful, like you want cold pressed olive oil, make sure it's extra virgin, and that way you're getting the best quality if you're concerned about that. If you're not, no big deal. So I'm just gonna fill this up. I have not spilled yet, yay! But now, like I have this ready made. So this is where if you have not yet cooked with the oils, I recommend you doing things like this first so that you can start getting in the habit of using your oils with your cooking, but it's now easy. You don't have to think about, shoot, I gotta get dinner on the table. I wanted to cook with oils, but I just don't have the time to figure out the conversions, right? So now I have that olive oil made. It's ready to go. I'm so excited. You can, you know, just kind of shake it up a little bit like that. But like I said, you guys, I put this over fish, I put it over chicken, I put it over broccoli. So the recipe again, 2 cups of olive oil. I have 10 drops of rosemary essential oil and 20 drops of lemon. I recommend you starting with 5 drops of rosemary and 10 drops of lemon. Okay, so that one is done. I'm gonna put that in the kitchen. It's ready to go. There's also great salt recipes. And on the handout, the salt, there's a recipe for an Asian fusion salt that calls for ginger essential oil, lemongrass essential oil, and basil essential oil with any kind of mineral salt or earth salt. It could be Celtic sea salt, Himalayan salt. I use Himalayan, that's the one I use, but I also want to share my favorite recipe. So I took a pint-sized mason jar, and you guys have been doing this for like, I don't know, 7 years now. And I put just a 1/4 cup of Himalayan salt, okay? So that's what I put there. And then I put, are you guys ready for this? You'll have to write this down. And the best way for me to remember is I put those little cap stickers. You guys have those, the little essential oil cap stickers on the top. So it's a reminder for me of what's actually in there. So every time I remake it, it's easy. I don't have to say, oh, that's right, I need to remake that, right? It becomes so easy. I just put 2 ounces, a 1/4 cup of Himalayan salt, and then I just put 2 drops of everything that's on my cap, okay? So you ready to write the recipe down? This is what I use, and this is my like all-purpose salt. When I'm cooking, I use this. I love the flavors of it, and you can tweak it and change it as you would like. So I put 2 drops of rosemary, 2 drops of black pepper, 2 drops of marjoram, 2 drops of basil, and 2 drops of thyme. I'll repeat that. So 2 drops of each of these: rosemary, black pepper, marjoram, basil, and thyme. Okay, rosemary, black pepper, marjoram, basil, and thyme. I just remake it over and over again. You can also make a salt that might be good for baking, right? So maybe you love in your baking, you like cassia, which is a sweeter version of cinnamon. It's actually from the same tree. It's just that the cassia is the outer bark and the cinnamon is actually the inner bark. And cinnamon is much more expensive because there's not as much availability of what's in the inner bark, and it's harder to get to as far as the processing of the cutting and all of that. So cassia tends to be cheaper, but it's actually sweeter. So I like using cassia for baking. And so you might have a baking salt and you just love certain flavors all the time, and you can make that up and use that for your baking salt. Okay. Now another one I have is my favorite oil, honey. Okay. So honey, my husband is a beekeeper and we have our own honey, but you can get any kind of honey or raw honey or buy from your local beekeeper. And you can put the following essential oils in. And again, what I did, we just finished this one up. I just put my favorites on the top with the cap stickers, so that way I can make it over and over again. So I have a jar here, a pint-sized jar. This is 1 full cup of honey, all right? And I'll just, when I put the oils in here later today, I'm just gonna switch the cap, okay? And I'm not gonna get stickers out again. I'm just gonna switch the cap. So this is a mason jar. So my favorites are On Guard, okay? And I put 2 drops of those in. Ginger, 2 drops. Wild orange, 2 drops. Cardamom, 2 drops. And cinnamon, 1 drop. That's really potent, okay? I'll repeat that. This is for 1 cup of honey. I do 2 drops of On Guard, 2 drops of ginger, 2 drops of wild orange, 2 drops of cardamom, so good, and then 1 drop of cinnamon. So that's my favorite recipe. What do I use this for? Sometimes I actually just put it in hot water because it's its own tea. I don't need a tea bag. It's already a tea. But I also like to put it with an herbal tea. And then I love drizzling it on fresh fruit and berries. So it's really good over like blueberries, just a little drizzle. Blueberries over granola. Many people like to have yogurt, so they'll get plain yogurt, put some granola in there, and then a drizzle of this honey. In the summer, it's drizzle it over watermelon. Oh my God, you're gonna be like, what? Trust me, it is so good. So I love this honey. I highly recommend you just have a jar of it ready to go whenever you want to use it for desserts and teas and things like that. Now, the last recipe I'm going to share with you and make with you is there is a simple vinaigrette on the handout, okay? I make it exactly the way it is, and I've made this for years, and I get compliments on it all the time. So if I'm going to like a potluck and I bring a salad, I bring this dressing, and they're like, what is in this dressing? It's so good. And did you guys know how bad store-bought dressings are? They're really bad. Even the natural things that say they're all natural and it's, doesn't have this or that in it. There's so much crap in them. There's so much gums and emulsifiers and synthetic man-made crap. They're making us sick. They're actually endocrine system disruptors. So ditch the store-bought and make your own for pennies. It's so much cheaper, so much cheaper. I mean, dressings are pretty expensive now. I was in the store the other day because I know I was going to make this, and I'm like, how much are they these days? Like $3.99. What? And then the really cheap ones, well, they're even worse for your health. Okay. So you're going to make this and maybe you spent, I don't know, 50 cents, right? So this, when you see the handout, I actually double the recipe. All right. So I already kind of pre-did this in a measuring cup. I did a 1/2 cup of olive oil, the extra virgin olive oil, cold pressed. And then I did a 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar. Now in the recipe, it's actually a 2-to-1 ratio. So it says 2 ounces of olive oil, 1 ounce of apple cider vinegar. Like I said, I double the recipe, but I like vinegar. I like the vinegar. I actually do. So I do a 1-to-1 ratio. So just sharing that with you. So I've got 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar with the mother in it so that it has the fermented part, which is fermentation's great for us, for our healthy gut bacteria, okay? And then maintaining a good pH, right? So, and then also the extra virgin olive oil. Now added to that, I put a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, which is on the recipe. So I just make, this is the Dijon mustard I get, a teaspoon of that. I'm gonna add that. And then come the essential oils. Get that out of there. Okay, that's good. Okay, so we got the Dijon in there finally, and take a sip of water here. Yes, make sure you put your citrus oils in your water. It's so good. And get fancy. Get your wine glasses out. Have some fun with it. All right. So in there, then the recipe here calls for it says 3 drops of lemon, and I'm doubling the recipe, and 1 drop of oregano, and I'm doubling. Okay. So I'm going to put 6 drops of lemon and 1 drop of oregano. Notice the citrus oils are very forgiving. Normally you can use quite a bit of these, and just really, man, it's just a pop of flavor. Oops, I was not looking there for a second. Oregano, make sure you be careful with this one. Like 1 drop of oregano, an entire pot of marinara will be enough when you're cooking like spaghetti sauce. So 1 drop of oregano is going to be enough. With the salad dressing, I'm actually going to do 2. And now, this has antiviral properties. So this is a really good one for right now. And it's so good. That oregano is really potent. That is a hot oil. So make sure that if you get it on your skin, you go ahead and use some olive oil to just kind of rub it in to dilute it in case it starts burning. Never go to the sink to wash it off. Actually, that drives the burning in even more. So if you're using a hot oil and it's starting to bother your skin and it's itchy and hot, doesn't mean you're allergic. It just means it needs to get diluted. That's all. You're just having sensitivity. So just grab some olive oil or coconut oil, put it on whatever, like maybe if I had gotten it on my skin here, just put that on to dilute it. So now I've got that in there. The last part of the recipe is it just says a pinch of salt. So of course I'm going to use my salt. I'm going to use my salt blend here. And I like a little more than a pinch because the Himalayan is such a good salt, and we need to make sure our sodium potassium ratio in our body is good, right? So I'm not going to get too much into that, but having a good mineral salt is actually really good for you. So don't be shy of those mineral salts. Just stay away from those, like what's in the Morton box, the salt that's iodized, and that's not good for you. So that causes high blood pressure and all sorts of things to the cardiovascular system. So just be careful of that. So I'm mixing this up actually with a fork because I've got the Dijon in there and I want to get it nice and mixed. And then I've got these little cruets that I've got 3 of them because I like to make a couple different kinds of dressings, but this is my absolute favorite and the one that tends to get the best reviews from everyone who tries it. They just love it. So then I just pour that in there and it's ready to go for my family, right? I actually leave this on the counter because we have salads quite a bit. I've never had any problem. You can store it in the refrigerator, but just know that olive oil is going to set up and be semi-hard. So I just leave it on the counter and just leave it like that. So that is the olive oil, okay? There is a recipe on the sheet. It's a Provence seasoning salt, and then it also reminds you of the water essences, that meaning that what you can do actually is put make water essences and put them in the refrigerator. And because summer will be coming, especially I live in Florida, so if you live in Florida or a hot area, it's kind of nice having a pitcher of water that already has the oils in it ready, so it's super refreshing. So a couple of my favorite water essences that I might leave in the refrigerator over summertime is a pitcher that has a drop of peppermint and a couple of drops of wild orange. That's one of my favorites. You can also do like a couple of drops of spearmint and maybe a few drops of lemon, right? And that's for the whole pitcher, because what happens is you don't need as much oil for a whole pitcher because with it sitting there, it actually infuses the water. Over time, it just infuses the water. And so now the entire pitcher is very flavorful and just really refreshing, especially on a hot day, okay? So the other things I want to mention to you, I'm going to share my screen actually for a minute to show you how to convert a recipe. And again, email me at Jennifer@theherbalcabinet if you want these handouts, but I will upload them to our Everyday Essentials community. If you're not yet in the community, I hope you decide to join us. We have a ton of fun. We've got lots of free classes online, and you get 25% off of your oils off of retail. So make sure if somebody invited you and you're watching this recording, go back to the person who invited you to tell them, say, Jennifer said I can get these oils for 25% off. How do I do that? And then you can be part of our community when you get your oils. So the cooking, I know this is a great, copy here. This came from a book that I have, and I like this a lot because it talks about the things in bold, talks about how you can actually, say if you want some peppermint in your coffee, you wouldn't want to put a whole drop in because that's really potent. So instead you would insert a wooden toothpick into the orifice of the bottle, okay? So just put the toothpick into the orifice of the bottle, get a little bit on the toothpick, and then take the toothpick and swirl it in your coffee. And you can keep doing that until you get the right flavor, right? So that is the toothpick method when you're just unsure, you want to make a small batch of something. All right, so one toothpick swirl, you can do that. Now, the other thing is substituting oils for herbs. So generally, a half a teaspoon of dried herbs or half a teaspoon, let's see, let me look here. Oh, so half a teaspoon of dried herbs or 1.5 teaspoon of fresh herbs, and this is generally speaking, equals, it says 2 to 3 toothpick swirls. All right, I'm gonna disagree with that and actually tell you 1 drop generally. It's tough with the cooking. So I've got these little instructions, but it can be really hard. So 1 teaspoon of dried herbs and 1 tablespoon of fresh herbs equals 1 drop of essential oil. That's the conversion I'd rather you write down, just that one. So 1 teaspoon of dried herbs or spices, or 1 tablespoon of fresh herbs equals 1 drop of essential oil. And then you can kind of play around with it. So in my cookbooks, when I'm working on cookbooks, I decide what I want to try. I take a pencil and I actually mark my cookbook of what I used. And then when I taste it, I decide, oh, I can use actually a little bit more. Then I'll make a note of that so the next time I actually go up on drops. Okay, now citrus oils is very different. You can actually use quite a bit of citrus. So 1 teaspoon of a lemon extract, and this is a lemon extract, not a juice, okay? So when something like baking and it's asking for lemon extract, 1 teaspoon of lemon extract actually equals 16 drops of lemon essential oil, all right? 1 tablespoon of lemon zest equals 8 drops of essential oil. So it's very different with the citrus. So if it's asking for orange zest and it's asking for a full tablespoon, you're going to use 8 drops. And then you can do the conversions from there, because if it's not a tablespoon and it's asking for a teaspoon of orange zest, well, then you're going to cut it down appropriately to like 2 to 3 drops of wild orange. And orange and lemon are probably the most called for in baking recipes when it comes to zest or cooking. So just kind of wanted to share that with you so that you had conversions. But I do really want to be honest with you, and a lot of times you just really have to play with it and make notes in your cookbook on that. So that's why I like to show you this other way first of how you can have your honey, your salt, your salad dressings made, have some olive oil made. Another favorite is, and we made these one year for holiday gifts. And I had a group of people over here and a bunch of people made them. We did the lemon and rosemary, but we also did basil and black pepper. That was a huge hit. People loved the basil and black pepper infused olive oil. So in a big cruet, basically the same as, this here, you got a couple cups of olive oil, all right? If you want to try out the basil and black pepper one, do 5 drops of black pepper and 10 drops of basil essential oil, okay? So 5 drops of black pepper, 10 drops of basil essential oil. That was a huge, huge hit. Many people were using it over like pasta, rice, beef, chicken, all sorts of things. They loved that flavor palette, and they made it actually for people again the next year. It was so popular. So I wanted to give you that one as well. But that's just good ways to really work with the oils, okay? So let's actually share my screen one more time here. And let's go through. All right. This is the other side of that handout, which actually it's not great. I took pictures of it. But when you get it, you'll be able to, print it out if you want for yourself. So it just mentions, we talk about cooking with essential oils, but never forget that you do need micronutrients in your body. And we have their #1 seller for doTERRA is actually our lifelong vitality supplements. They are that good. They really make a difference in bringing down inflammation and working on other things with your body. So I won't go too in depth with that, but it's just a really good reminder is to take care of ourselves. We're working hard in our kitchen so that we have fresh ingredients. We're eating the best we can. And now we're using the oils to make it very flavorful. And by the way, the oils are like no carbs, no sugar, no, calories, So it's really great. We're adding something that's flavorful without calories or carbs, So, but we need to make sure we're supplementing with some micronutrients. So I'm a huge fan of the Lifelong Vitality. They've been huge for me in managing my thyroid disease. I do have Hashimoto's, so it's imperative. It's just absolutely critical that I continue to take the Lifelong Vitality along with some of the other doTERRA supplements on a daily basis. Now, it mentions Slim and Sassy oil. You see that on the right. I love Slim and Sassy in my water in the morning just to kind of rev up my metabolism to get it up so that it stays plateaued for the day and is working as efficiently as possible. Those of you who might have a thyroid disease, you know that thyroid is all about metabolism. So if something's wrong with the thyroid, your metabolism is not working. It is not. And we can, take our medications, but we have to continue to work on trying to get our metabolism working better. And so Slim and Sassy in our water is a great way to do that. And then as you eat flavorful foods, you might need Digest Zen, and that is our digestive oil that helps calm any kind of, maybe I ate something a little too rich, or maybe I have a tummy ache, or maybe I have a little acid reflux, something like that. You're going to use your Digest Zen internally as well as topically. So how do you get these oils in your home? You can get them at 25% off, as I mentioned. So go back to the person who invited you to watch this recording or come to the class and tell them, say, Jen told me I can get 25% off. How do I do that? And then there's so many options, you guys. There's kits that waive the $35 sign-up fee. So that's the route I would do. That's the route I did, is get it waived, because then once you have your wholesale membership where you get 25% off for 12 months, every 12 months you can choose to renew or not. It's not an auto renewal, so don't worry about that. If you purchase and you decide to renew, then you actually pay $25 annually as a renewal, but they give you a bottle of peppermint as a thank you every year. So for 7 years, I've been getting a free bottle of peppermint because I decided to renew every year. But I get 25% off my oils at all times. Additionally, there's another program that you can choose to go in or not, okay? And that is called the Loyalty Rewards Program. I love this program. This is made healthcare easier for me because I consider these products my healthcare plan. I'm already buying personal care products, cleaners, laundry detergent, all sorts of things. Well, I actually buy them all from doTERRA now. So now I can save on my grocery bill because I'm getting points on all the dollars I spend by being in the Loyalty Rewards Program. So again, that's an optional program. You can choose to be in or not. But if you choose to be in Loyalty Rewards Program, now you're getting points on all the dollars you spend. And then you let those stack up and you redeem the points. So I just redeemed like 300 points the other day, which is $300 worth of product. So I got like 2 things of laundry detergent for free. I got toothpaste for free. I got the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate for free. I ordered all the hair care. I ordered the skincare that I love. There's 3 different skincare systems. And then I put in a bunch of oils I was actually out of. So I got all that stuff for free just from being in the Loyalty Rewards Program. There's also cooking sets. So if you're exclusively interested in cooking, then there's on the handout, you'll see 3 different options for getting your cooking oils. There's one that is the full shebang, 22 oils, and it lists which ones they are that are the best for cooking. There's other oils too that can be used for cooking, but the 22 best. And then there's a middle of the road package that has 11 oils that is wonderful for you to use. And then the simple set, which is just 6 oils, the most commonly ones to start out with cooking with oils. So I hope that, you know, you dive in to this cooking. It's so fun. I just think it's just like a whole nother piece to flavorful food, cooking at home because it's healthier with no calories, no carbs, you know, no sugars, and you get the health benefits, you know, which is physical, mental, emotional. So I hope you guys learned a lot from this. Definitely drop some comments in messaging me, texting me. I know Kelly and Carrie, you guys are on, you know how to reach me. So you can message me or text me if you want those handouts. I'll get them right over to you. And those of you watching the recording, just go ahead and you can email me if you want those handouts at jennifer@theherbalcabinet.com. Okay, so you can do that, or if you're in the Everyday Essentials group, you'll see them actually attached to this. So bye for now. Have a great Saturday. Bye.